Okay, so I gotta do, you know what I'm saying, this video real quick to kind of explain my theory. I can't even call it a conspiracy theory because I swear to God, this joke is like about to be so real. But, and I know people might think I'm tripping, but check this out. Talking about Glenn Tyndell and, you know, saying the whole case, and I've just been, you know, not condoning anything that he has done or whatever. He definitely did what he did, and he's responsible for his actions. But the picture that they are trying to paint of this man, like he was some type of hardened criminal or just evil person or whatever, you know, it's just false. And I just don't like the way that the media has been in partnership, I feel like, with the county in the slandering of this man's name. And I peeped something last night that lets me know that I'm not lunching. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real effort. And I mean, this type of, it happens all the time. It literally does happen all the time. And this is just another example. So now, one thing that we know from, you know what I'm saying, our great public records and internet that is available to us these days, that they have been saying, they keep saying, and one of the main things that they always say when they're trying to defame his name or continue to paint their image is about these 3 open warrants. Now, I've heard this so many times over this last 2 weeks, these 3 open warrants. And so last night, they had the interview of, you know, his wife, the one that you know, the whole incident surrounded by. And so she gives her statement. And once again, Marina Morocco, who has been the same person, and I've noticed that Fox 5 had used her to cover this story the entire time. She was the first one. She was out there interviewing the father, you know, when after Glenn's father, when this whole thing happened, and she's been the main one doing this interview the whole time. And if you notice, they haven't used too many more people, and they always use her when they say the part about his 3 open warrants. Now, what we've learned through public record is that these 3 open warrants that they claim and keep talking about is a falsehood, because 2 of the 3 open warrants were charges that he filed against his ex-wife. 2 of the 3. And so as I'm listening to her, and this whole time I've been wondering, well, how in the hell do they keep saying this? And they keep saying that he had 3 open warrants for his arrest. He had 3 open warrants for his arrest, and that's not true. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, how are they getting away with just keep saying that? And they keep saying that, and they keep trying to make it seem like he's so bad. And the question that many of us have asked, and I've asked, was that, okay, with these 3 open warrants, if he had 3 open warrants for his arrest, why isn't he in jail? You mean to tell me you can't find this man? I mean, the man worked for Metro. You knew exactly where he lived at. You know, he's got several, you know, his ex-wife and his kids and his current wife that could, you know, I mean, just different, a whole lot of ways to find him and to find out where he is or where he's hiding, if he was hiding. So now, 3 open warrants, and so I keep saying, wow, 3 open warrants for his arrest, 3 open warrants for his arrest. We keep saying this. And so, last night, when she was on it, and I listened, and this time I listened carefully, and she said it now. She started and she went through her usual narrative, and then she said it again. And she was like, 3 open warrants for his arrest. But then I listened, and I was like, wait a minute. Did she say arrest? Or did she say address? So I rewinded it, looked at it again, and I was like, she said address. I rewinded it, I looked at it again. And this lady is saying address. I rewinded this shit like 3, 4 times, 5 times. And I'm like, yeah, this lady is saying address. She's not saying arrest. She's saying address. And instead of her pronouncing it address, no, she's saying address. And I was like, and then I thought about it a little bit deeper, and I was like, you know what? This whole time, And I've been wondering how they've been able to keep saying this about these 3 open warrants. But I was like, if she's been saying address the whole time instead of arrest, mind you, they've been using her to say this part every single time. If you go back, you can look at it's all on film. It's all on the internet. It's Marina Morocco the whole time that's usually doing these. I think they might have used a little white girl one other time, but still, every time that they say it, they use her. And every time she says it, and especially the way she talks in her accent a little bit, and she says it quickly, I'm like, she could have been saying address. And the thing about that is, that's not a lie. We can't pull her card and say that they've been giving false information, because that's not a falseful statement. If you got open warrants and whatever your address is, yes, those warrants are tied to your address. So if we say you have 3 open warrants for your address, that's not a lie. That's the complete truth. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm doing too much. This, conspiracy theories. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be that guy that's just off the conspiracy theory stuff. So I'm like, maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I made myself. So I said, you know what? Am I tripping? Oh, you know what? I can prove whether or not I'm tripping. I could just rewind it back, turn on the closed captioning, and I'll read exactly what she says. This will clear it up. I'm like, okay, now I'm about to get to the bottom of this right now. I'm about to find out whether or not I'm tripping. I rewind it back, far back, to the beginning of the whole thing. I turn on the closed captioning. And I had this recorded on my phone so that people won't think that I'm lying or tripping. And I record that segment where she's speaking this. And do you know, right hand to God, the closed captioning goes all the way to the point to where maybe a sentence before she says the part about the 3 open warrants. And do you know that the closed captioning stops and then picks back up after she's finished talking about the 3 open warrants? It never showed on the screen the whole, 2 or 3 sentences about what she said about the open warrants, and it didn't show me whether or not she said address or arrest. So I'm thinking to myself, hold up. Now I'm really tripping. Now I'm thinking and saying it to myself, now this right here is absolutely crazy. Now, how convenient during this part that the closed captioning would just skip and just turn off? And I'm like, wait a minute, this never happens. How is this happening right now? And how is it happening during this main part that I have that's under investigation for myself? So I'm like, wow, am I really tripping? You know what I'm saying? Did she say arrest or address? I don't know, because the closed captioning wouldn't show it. So then I go, and here's the next part that's the trip. This morning, as I open up my Fox 5 app, they have the story and article, the same one that I recorded on TV and did the closed caption and everything for. They have it on the app. And I screenshotted this as well to show it as well. Now, when you read it on the app, anytime, if you have the Fox 5 app or you do this, you know that pretty much whenever they put these articles or stories online or on the app or on their website, it's pretty much verbatim, word for word, whatever they said on the newscast. So I go, and as I'm reading it, and I get to that sentence, so I'm like, oh, well, let me read it and we'll see what it says. Now, on print and on the website, it says he has 3 open warrants for assault. It didn't say arrest. It didn't say address. It says assault. So now, hold up, Fox 5 and news people. Why would you say, okay, let's just say I'm tripping. Let's just say I'm wrong. Let's just say that my whole conspiracy theory is incorrect. Why? And let's just say that she did use the word arrest. Why would you say arrest on TV and say assault in print? Why would you use the word arrest on TV that you know everyone's going to see? And since you know most people don't read, and since you know most people certainly don't read news articles, because you can't even get most people to watch the news. But you know it's going to be way more millions of people watching than it is reading. and you're trying to paint an image. Why would you say arrest on TV and assault on print? Because on TV, in my opinion, you didn't say arrest. You said address. Because you know you could use that word, and natural human just we're going to associate the two off the break. Warrants, crime. You say that word, 3 open warrants for his, and you say address. Most people, 9 out of 10 people, are going to think that she said arrest, and she's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only am I not lying because I said address and I didn't say arrest, so I'm not lying, so you can't fault me or say that I did any type of falsehood, but I'm also continuing to help paint the narrative and help paint this negative picture of Glenn that isn't accurate. It isn't 100% accurate. It's just not. And so it just was kind of funny to me that it went this way. Excuse me. And what I'm saying is these types of things happen all the time. Just that little wordplay. Because 3 open warrants for assault and 3 open warrants for arrest are 2 totally different things. In your mind, the human mind automatically associates certain things with other things. And when you use the word arrest, that already implies a certain level of guilt. It already applies a certain level of, oh yeah, you've been doing things, or oh yeah, you have done something, because they're coming to get you. Not like they want to talk to you, question you, or they're charging you. No, they're coming to arrest you. Meaning that you know, they've already proven or just about proven you of guilty of doing something, and now they're coming to get you. It's a totally different thing than as opposed to, oh, 3 warrants for assault, because that could be something, that could just be a charge. That could be something that you actually are going to get off of. And what we know from public record is, hey, already, you know, that these 3 open warrants, 2 of them were warrants that were charges that he filed against his spouse. And then it was only 1 against him. And like I said, that wasn't for his arrest. It was for, you know, something else, or assault or whatever. So, and which once it goes to trial, could be found that he wasn't at fault. He could get off. He could be found innocent, whatever the case may be. But it's a big difference between 3 open warrants for assault and 3 open warrants for arrest. And that's all I'm saying. And I caught that last night. I caught her, I caught it, I caught them in what I believe to be a conscious effort to smear this man's name and reputation and everything about him in the media. Now, again, I don't condone what he did. I can't believe, you know what I'm saying, that he did that. I don't know what he was thinking, what could have been going through his mind, or what could have happened to push him to that edge of just snapping and just doing something that was just completely out of his everything. But what I'm saying is, anybody, the video was up, the film is up, it's on the internet. I believe the article is still on still on Fox 5. As a matter of fact, I believe that the same interview is on the app, that you can watch it for yourself and listen to what she says on the app compared to what they have written in the article that has, you know, the video and the article are all on the same thing. So my thing is, regardless of what, even if I'm tripping about the whole arrest and address thing, even if she did say arrest, why would you say arrest on video but say assault in print? Those 2 things are very, very different, and they imply 2 very different things, especially when you're talking about a case like this that's so sensitive in the details. So, again, that's where I'm at with it. That's what I think. That's what I believe. I just, you know, it was just really funny to me. I mean, it's just too many coincidences, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to it and you listen to her speak, it really sounds like she's saying address. Why would the closed captioning not say it? Why would what you say on video be different than what you print in article? It's kind of funny to me, kind of fishy. I don't know. You know, it's all there. Like I said, I got the video of the closed captioning when I recorded it and was playing it back on my TV. I got the screenshots of the article itself. So, you know what I'm saying? So you can hear what she said on TV and reading in the closed caption and see that it did not come up. And I also screenshotted the article that they have posted this morning on Fox 5 app and website associated, and most definitely 100% what she said on video is different than what was written in print. So, you know, you make the decision for yourself. But I got, you know, my little bit of proof, and I'm thinking that, yeah, this is what's going on. So, just wanted to put that out there.